What's up, everybody? So welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing all right. So a couple weeks ago I had posted on Instagram that I was restringing the old Gibson SG with some new strings, and I mentioned that I was going to use Billy Gibbons Dunlop signature string. So these are Reverend Willy's Mexican lottery brand fine electric guitar strings, safest and cheapest. Now it says on the back Billy Gibbons String Lab series. Billy Gibbons' big fat Texas tone has been described as hot, blue, and righteous, which is one of their songs. Developed in collaboration with Billy himself, these strings complement that famous sound perfectly with a real punch that remains clear and articulate. When he turns out his legendary leads and pinch harmonics, the end result is rich, smooth, and soulful, just like the old Rev. Performance is everything. So I posted that I was going to change the strings and I was using those. Let me give you a little background of why I chose this string to start with. Traditionally, I have used heavy strings, and for guitar players, the myth has always been the heavier the better, that the heavy strings are going to crunch more. For example, Stevie Ray Vaughan, before 89 and 90, which he was killed in 1990, but before that point was using a 13 gauge nickel wrapped string that probably was about as thick as a damn coat hanger. So I bought into that myth. I always used 11s and up. I have used the 13 gauge Stevie Ray Vaughan strings, and they chewed my fingers up. So I had read an interview with Billy Gibbons, actually with Elwood Francis, his guitar tech, that said that he used an 8 gauge string. Now string gauges, as that goes, that's very, very light. So then I dug into it, and I actually saw a video with the Rev where he stated that one time he was backstage with B.B. King and they swapped guitars. One thing that he noticed about Lucille was the string gauge was super light, and B.B. King made the comment, "Son, why are you working so hard?" Because Billy had bought into the heavy string mythos, if you will. So he was using heavy strings also. So I decided, hey, I'm going to try the light strings. So like I said, I went on Amazon. I got 3 packages of these. They were like 13 bucks for 3 with Prime. So I had free shipping. I got them, you know, the day after, next day. I don't really remember. So yeah, put them on the old SG. This SG I have had since 2006. So let me break down what I'm using for this demo, so to speak. Off camera, I have a Marshall Origin 20 set at the medium power, so it's probably running at about 15 to 10 watts. I have the master volume wide open. Everything else is set to how I like it. Bass is set to 3 o'clock. Mids are right at 1, and the treble is back to about 10 because I'm not a big treble user. The rest of it is just where I felt I needed it. No pedals except for a Boss Tu2 Tuner that I've had for, I don't know, I've had it since 2003 or 4. This Gibson SG, when I got it used. The previous owner had not been very good to this guitar. The tuners have been changed. I have not changed them since I got it. I kind of like these odd Planet Wave tuners with the cutter blades in them, and they lock. Pickup wise, the guitar, like I said, the previous owner, the neck pickup is a DiMarzio of some sort. I have not ever took the cover off to see what it is. I like the sound of this neck pickup when I play slide guitar, so I just left it. The bridge was a super distortion DiMarzio. Typically, I'm not a DiMarzio user. They're fine pickups for really high gain, but that's not my gig. So this is a Seymour Duncan Pearly Gates. I've had this pickup in this guitar for, I don't know, since 2005ish. So it's an older Pearly Gates. This guitar has been drug around the South. It's beat up. The previous owner put these push-pull splitters in them. I've always wanted to take them out. I just never have gotten around to do it. Standard Switchcraft switch. So here we go. So yeah, loaded it up with the 8 gauge. There you go. 8 gauge Reverend Willy string. And right out of the package, I noticed how light these strings are. They are basically like a spaghetti noodle thin. And one thing that I have noticed, they've been on the guitar for about 2-3 weeks. It takes a very light touch. I put them on. I went and jammed with some guys, and I kept hearing the guitar go out of tune. And I thought, great, I'm gonna have to work on this old Gibson. But then I noticed, and I'll demonstrate it here in just a second, that it was actually my fret hand. My touch was too heavy for this string, and I was taking the string out of tune. So I'll show that here in just a moment. So yeah, so technique wise, you do have to change your technique up a little bit. You do not have to hammer these strings like you would a heavier string. And now that I've aged a little bit, that I don't play as much as I used to, and you know, whatever, little arthritis, tendonitis, whatever you want to call it, in my fret hand, it has improved my playing, really. I'm not a super fast player, but it does seem a little smoother. So I'll play just a little bit of a clean sound, just so you can see. So as you can hear, they're very articulate. The strings, they pick up well. It takes a very light touch to get done what you need to get done. You will see you can get that Billy Gibbons kind of harmonic thing out of it. But let me demonstrate what I was talking about, that you can take them out of tune. So a basic D chord, guitar is in tune. That's a light touch for me. That's a light touch for anybody. Now, if I fret the way that I usually fret, you will hear the guitar go out. Now listen. You hear that? So here is, right? Now I'll show you real time. You can hear the string go out. That's how much of a light touch that you need to get this string to resonate. So if you're heavy-handed like I am, your guitar's going to sound out of tune. So that I had to change my technique a little bit, like I said, to get it to stay in tune, which I like. So I'm not working as hard as B.B. King said. We should all listen to B.B. King. You know. And then the question was, do they crunch because they're so light? Like I said, the myth around heavy strings were you had to have the heavy string to get the crunch. So the amp is off camera, like I said, it's running mid power, and let me just play you full volume at what I've got set, and you be the judge if they can crunch or not, right? So, there you go. Do they crunch? Absolutely. They will get the job done. You can articulate anything that you want to at that high gain volume. Just like any other string. So to me, that kind of debunks the you got to have heavy strings to crunch. Again, do I recommend this string? I do. So the Jim Dunlop Reverend Willy's Mexican Lottery brand string, I do recommend it. The only con that I have with the string, and I'm not going to open this package and show you, is the ball end on this string. They're all the same color. So the top three and the bottom three are all silver, gold, white, black. Being a thin gauge, I mean, the package on the inside, the vacuum seal tells you that, you know, the top low E is the silver gold, the high E is the silver gold. Obviously you can tell the thickness, but traditionally guitar strings, I don't know why Dunlop did this, but guitar strings are different end colors on the ball end to say, hey, the low E is purple, the A is black, blah, da, 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 da. So for me, I would like to see them change that just so it's not as confusing, because as thin as these are, I could see where somebody may put the middle strings in a different position than they're supposed to be, and then they try to tune them and they snap. I was scared to death to tune this high E just because of how thin it is, but it tuned up fine and handles everything you throw at it. So yeah, there you go. If you're looking to change your strings and you're looking for a lighter gauge string that you don't have to work as hard, like I said, to play guitar, then yeah, these Reverend Willy's Mexican Lottery brand strings are just what you need. So as always, hit the subscribe button, comment below what you think, and let's start a conversation. And don't forget that music is love, and love is music.